If you've seen pictures from within the Oval Office, you may notice a bronze bust of civil rights leader and Arizona native César Chávez sitting behind President Joe Biden. Cronkite News reporter Ryan Vlahovich tells us more about what this means to Chávez's family and immigration advocates across Arizona.
Today is César Chávez Day, a day that honors the legacy of a workers' rights pioneer and his impact on farm workers nationwide. But a little statue inside the Oval Office reminds us every day. In the 1960s, César Chávez changed America. In 2021, he sits casted in bronze, directly behind President Biden in the Oval Office.
Is something for all of us to be celebrating.
Alejandro Chavez remembers his grandfather.
And he just really emphasized that the violence just didn't solve anything.
César Chávez demonstrated this in 1965. The Yuma, Arizona native led the Delano grape strike, a 5-year boycott of table grapes grown in Delano, California, in an effort to fight the exploitation of farm workers. Alejandro Chavez says the legacy of the strike echoes today.
We have the people power to be able to make things happen and to make things stop from happening.
Chavez made unprecedented moves to get his point across, even starving himself for 25 days, losing 35 pounds to illustrate the power of nonviolent protesting.
People understood the plight of farm workers. It's also a great honor for all those people who don't wear a suit to work every day.
The strike was a success. Grape growers in California signed their first union contracts, guaranteeing workers better pay and protections. Carlos Montez is the oldest active member of the Central Community Service Organization, the first Latino advocacy group that Chavez ever joined.
He wasn't charismatic, but that was the power of him. I could sense the power, the determination of him, but being a quiet, humble guy.
And in Phoenix, his legacy lives on, with parks, statues, and even schools erected in his name. Matthew Georgia is the principal of César Chávez High School in Levine. In a community that once relied heavily on agriculture, the message stands.
One of the quotes that I think we lean on our campus is like the preservation of one's own culture doesn't require contempt or disrespect for another.
And after an unprecedented year of protests and mayhem, his statue reminds us to take a look back on history.
There's always the hope that, common people can do extraordinary things.
And for Chávez's grandson, that is the pinnacle of his legacy.
A lot of people think my grandfather is nonviolent, and he was, but he wasn't weak. Nonviolence is very hard.
Activism seems to run in the family, as Alejandro Chavez was one of the pioneers of Arizona's Prop 207 and 208, which both passed in November. In the studio, Ryan Vlahovich, Cronkite News.